Do you know how this affects your savings? Fed Chair Warsh expected to withhold from central bank's interest rate outlook. The central bank's Federal Open Market Committee is set to release its quarterly update of where individual officials expect interest rates to head. Here's everything we know so far. Financial analysts are closely watching how this develops and what it means for markets and everyday investors. Stay with us for the full story and more breaking news throughout the day. This story was reported by CNBC Economy. For daily market and financial news, subscribe to Global News Digest.
Here is what Wall Street does not want you to know. Humiliation. Donald Trump battles claims his Iran deal is worse than Obama's U.S. president's critics ask if concessions to Tehran in purported agreement were worth 4 months of war. Let's break this down quickly. This story is moving markets and has significant implications for the U.S. economy and consumer spending. We will continue to monitor this story and bring you updates as they become available. This story was reported by Financial Times. Stay on top of your money. Follow Global News Digest for daily finance updates.
Basketball fans, this one is massive. 5 lessons Victor Wembanyama can learn from Spurs NBA Finals failure. Wemby, 22, said he'll be learning more than any other time in my life after his Spurs fell to the Knicks in the 2026 NBA Finals. Here are the key details. Players, coaches, and front offices across the league are watching this situation closely. This is one of the top stories we are watching closely today across the United States. This story was reported by CBS Sports NBA. More NBA stories every day. Subscribe so you don't miss a play.
Every American with a bank account needs to hear this. Trump says U.S. will go right back to dropping bombs if he doesn't like Iran deal. U.S. President Donald Trump said Wednesday at the G7 conference that the U.S. will go right back to dropping bombs if he doesn't like the Iran deal. This is why it matters. Financial analysts are closely watching how this develops and what it means for markets and everyday investors. Our team is tracking every development as this story continues to unfold in real time. This story was reported by CNBC Top News. For daily market and financial news, subscribe to Global News Digest.
The tech story everyone is searching for right now. Trump admin tries to block Clean Air Act lawsuit over XAI's gas turbines. NAACP lawsuit says XAI uses gas turbines without permits for Grok data center. Here's what's actually happening. Analysts believe this move signals a major shift in the direction of the technology sector. Follow along as we cover the key details, the background, and what happens next. This story was reported by Ars Technica. Stay ahead of the tech curve. Follow us for daily updates.
Is this good or bad for the country? You decide. With Iran deal, Trump told ships to start your engines. That's not happening yet. Iran's control of the Strait of Hormuz inflicted global pain during the months-long conflict with the U.S. and Israel. A tentative deal is in place, but questions remain about the key waterway. The key facts you need to know. This story is dominating political discussions across the country and drawing reactions from leaders in both parties. This is a developing story, and we expect more information to emerge in the coming hours. This story was reported by NPR Politics. More breaking political news every day. Subscribe now.
Did Washington just make the right call for America? Trump's relationship with Netanyahu frays as he pursues a deal with Iran. Netanyahu's tenure as prime minister spans 4 U.S. presidents, and he's frustrated all of them at one point or another, but none has voiced that as openly as Trump, who started the conflict in tandem with Netanyahu. Here's everything we know so far. Political analysts say this development could have major consequences heading into the next election cycle. Stay with us for the full story and more breaking news throughout the day. This story was reported by PBS NewsHour. For daily U.S. political news, subscribe to Global News Digest.
Here's the news story everyone is searching for right now. G7 allies scramble to put Ukraine back atop Trump's agenda as war drags on. AP News. U.S. allies at the Group of 7 summit are pushing the war in Ukraine back on President Donald Trump's agenda. The Iran conflict has recently overshadowed the war in Ukraine. French President Emmanuel Macron aims to persuade Trump to support Ukraine and Let's break this down quickly. This story is generating significant attention and reaction from people across the country. We will continue to monitor this story and bring you updates as they become available. This story was reported by Associated Press. Don't miss the next story. Subscribe to Global News Digest.
This verdict has lawyers across America reacting right now. Haitian citizens ask justices to throw out dispute over whether Trump administration properly ended protected status for them. Here are the key details. This case has been closely watched by legal observers who say it sets a significant precedent. This is one of the top stories we are watching closely today across the United States. This story was reported by Scotto S. blog. More court and legal updates daily on Global News Digest.
Here is what the political news actually means for your family. President Trump calls to delay nomination of Intel pick Jay Clayton. The Senate was set to begin the confirmation process for Jay Clayton as Director of National Intelligence today, but President Trump is calling for a delay. This is why it matters. Political analysts say this development could have major consequences heading into the next election cycle. Our team is tracking every development as this story continues to unfold in real time. This story was reported by NPR Politics. For daily U.S. political news, subscribe to Global News Digest.